All right, I am going to show you a quick core routine that you can add to the beginning, to the end of any of your workouts, or just throw in whenever you have time for a quick workout. This is a moderate to beginner core workout, but if you do it really well, really intensely, you can get a good advanced workout with it. All right, so we're gonna start on hands and knees. Always want to warm the core up first. So one of my favorite warming positions is a good old cat-cow, head and tailbone extending up to the ceiling. And start nice and easy, allowing the body time to adjust to moving. Chances are you've been sitting all day. I have my lovely kitty cat here. Your spine has probably not been moving in this way very much, so we want to get it nice and warm. And as you go through a few rounds of this, then you may find you're ready to get a little deeper into these moves, really extending each way as much as you can. Pushing the upper back up to the ceiling. Let's go one more. Extend up, head and tailbone up to the ceiling, and round head and tailbone towards each other. Okay, good, then come to a flat back, and we're gonna draw some big circles with the tailbone. So letting the pelvis just roll around, creating as big a circles as you can with your tailbone. Let it extend up to the ceiling, out to the side, curling under, and over to the other side. Let's go one more time this way. And then stop up top, switch directions. So anytime we're doing core work, we put a good amount of strain on the low back. So that's why we're doing these moves here to make sure the low back is warm and loosened up a little bit. I know I have thrown my back out before, and I definitely want to avoid having that happen again. So I always make sure the back feels good and loose. So stop up in neutral position here. Let's curl toes under and push up to down dog. So with down dog, you want to press through your palms, through all of your hands really, and put your body into an inverted V. So we're shooting the hips back and up to the ceiling, letting the heels just release towards the floor. You don't need to push it, but I like here to walk the heels out one at a time. That helps to warm the calves up, releasing the muscles here. So also, the reason we do this is to loosen up the hamstrings. A leading cause of low back pain is tight hamstrings, so we want to make sure we're getting those parts loose too. All right, good, and come down to hands and knees. So you can go through more of those stretches if you have time. Another stretch I would highly recommend is coming into pigeon, where you bring your knee in between your hands, extend the other leg back, if you have time for that. But I do want to make this video on the shorter side, so I'm going to skip that this time. Actually, sorry, we're going to stay up on hands and knees. So we're going to do 2 sets of 3 core exercises in each set. The first one is going to be a reach and curl. So we're extending opposite arm and leg, reaching out to a nice long straight line, and then curling forehead to knee in the center. So go ahead and do that again. Reach, and on the reach is where you get a lot of your back work in. You want to focus on really engaging your low back, extending as much as you can. Reach through your toes, reach through your fingertips. You should see and feel them reaching. Curl back in. Reach out. Big reach. Curl it in. So I'm going to show you modification. That's a lot of balance work to do that. So if it's too much for you, you're going to stay on all fours and just lift one limb at a time. You can go hand, hand, leg, and leg. Just make sure you're staying really active with your reaches the whole time through. But otherwise, let's do 4 of those reach and curls on one side, move over to the other side. Big reach and curl. And you'll see that I'm looking down to the floor the whole time during my reach. We don't want to get that kink in the neck here, okay? So we're keeping the spine in neutral as we reach. Curl it in, go a couple more. Next up in this set, we are going to do some plank slides. So we're in a low plank, which means down on the elbows. And if this is too much challenging for you, go ahead and take it up to your couch. Hi, Zuma. Like this. You can do your plank up here like this. But if you feel like you have enough support in your core, take it down to the floor. Up on your toes, you want a nice flat back. So we're not getting up like this. You want to be straight like a board, and we're going to shift the weight forward, coming onto your tippy toes, and then shift back. Up on your tippy toes, feel a nice lift and lengthen up through your core as you shift forward. And that lift and lengthen is what I talk about in the activating your core video. Should be getting hard here. Let's go 2 more. And nice job. Woo, that's some work. All right, next move. I said beginner, didn't I? It doesn't feel like beginner. Okay, so we did 8 of those plank slides. We're gonna come onto the side for a side plank. So super important for the side plank is making sure your elbow is right under your shoulder. You don't wanna get out like this. That's gonna make it way more challenging. You have a nice solid foundation with elbow under shoulder. You can be here on your knees as you lift your hips, or if you feel ready for the challenge, extend the legs and lift up like that just on your feet. Either way, you're gonna get a big reach, lengthening through your side. Come on down, tap the hip to the floor, reach it back up, extending. Tap and reach. Tap. This is all about lifting the hips as high as you can. Hey, kitty cat. She's trying to get me. Let's go 2 more. And 1. Nice job. Flip it over to the other side. And I'll show you this time what it looks like on your knees, because a lot of people are going to want to do this on your knees. It's challenging on your knees as well. Elbow under shoulder. Lift, reach, tap down. Reach and tap. So I'm again getting a ton of work on the reach. I feel my whole core engaging here as I reach and tap. And tap. So we're gonna do 6 to 8 of these, whatever you feel you can do today. Nice job. Flip over onto hands and knees, and let's stretch that back again, coming into child's pose. Sitting back on heels, using your hands to push your hips back. Let your head rest on the floor, and just breathe here. Try to bring your breath into your low back, letting it expand and release with each inhale. Good time to practice your deep belly breathing too. Good. So come on up. What I want to challenge you to do for a complete workout is to do that set of 3 exercises twice more. Okay? So we have the reach and curl here on all 4s, opposite arm and leg. You're doing 4 on each side. And then we're doing the plank slides. Down here like this, trying to go for 8 of these guys. And then we're doing the side plank here. Reach, 6 to 8 of these on each side, okay? See if you can do 2 rounds of that. Give yourself a little stretch in between each one, making sure your low back feels okay. Next set, we are gonna come onto the back. All right, so key things for these back exercises. I really like having my arms out to a T. It helps me feel supported. And then when you lift your legs, you wanna make sure you take your legs to a position where you feel your low back pressed firmly to the floor. So as I bring my legs down right about here, I can feel my back starting to lift. It's actually my mid back that starts lifting off the floor, and that jeopardizes my back safety. So I want to take my legs back up here. This also keeps the work really targeted to my abs, which is what we're looking for in these exercises. So Please be mindful of that throughout your exercises. We're not going for as challenging as possible. We're going for challenging and safe. All right, so you have your legs bent. We're doing some big extended bicycles. Reaching the leg up to a diagonal, other knee comes into chest. Both of those parts are super important. You gotta remember to pull that knee in. That really activates your core, squeezing in there. And remember to reach through the toes. Reach, reach. I already feel this working. You should feel it too. Big reach. Remember, watching your low back. And we can do about 16 of these, I would say. Stay really active. Let's go 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done. Set your legs down. Woo! So even with protecting my low back, I do feel that, right? So anytime you need a stretch and you're in these back exercises, I'll give you a couple of my favorites. Letting the knees swivel side to side here. Just let them drop. You have your feet planted in the same spot as your knees drop side to side. That's one of my favorites. All right, and then I'll show you another one after this exercise here. So picking legs up to that safe position. You're gonna keep knees together this time, and we're drawing big circles on the ceiling with the knees. I want you to take these slow. All of these exercises, you should be going slow to really feel it. We don't want to rush. I want you to stay with your body. Feel it, feel those muscles contracting, feel the challenge. So especially on that lower part, it gets hard, right? Let's go one more in this direction. Bring it up to the top and switch directions. Good job, we're almost there. Keep challenging yourself. And in this lower part of your circle, you may feel your back lift off the floor. Okay, that's okay. We're just there for a brief second. Place your feet on the floor. Nice work. So other good stretch for your low back, pull knees into chest, rock side to side. This one feels so good also. I have one more exercise in this set for you, and that's the knee drops. So arms back out to a T, knees are staying together. We're letting the knees drop over to one side. As they hover right above the floor, stop there, and then use your waist to crank your knees back up to the center. Stay really focused and intentional with that crank. Drop them over to the other side. Let them hover above the floor. Crank, using your waist back up to center. Good, let's do a few more of those. I'm getting some good back popping here too. So you can feel all parts of your core working here. You're really using your obliques, this twisting move. Stay with it nice and slow. Awesome work. Let's do just 2 more. Awesome job. Pull knees into chest, rock around, however feels good to you. So we did about 6 to 8 of those knee drops side to side. And that completes your second set. Again, I would suggest doing that 2 more times through, so you have 3 rounds of each set of core exercises. And that's an awesome, healthy core strengthening workout for you, okay? Hope you guys enjoy that.